You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marcy Persky. In this installment, have you ever been tempted to eat a food that you knew was dangerous? Also, a true understanding of what those little icons on your dashboard that light up when you're in trouble actually mean. I mean, are you in trouble? You know how sometimes you see news stories about how people accidentally ate a food that they knew they were allergic to and they died anyway because they forgot temporarily?
No.
Oh my gosh. One of the first news stories that I ever talked about on the air when I first came to San Francisco, there were these two guys driving across country and they had a bag of peanut M&Ms, and one of them hands a handful of peanut M&Ms to the other guy in the passenger seat, who has forgotten apparently that he's allergic to peanuts. And he eats the peanut
How
M&Ms.
high was that guy?
I don't know, but he wasn't high for much longer because he was dead. So I always thought this was the height of stupidity, right? Until, as you may know, I have been recovering from some small medical items, and I've got some antibiotics to take. And the antibiotics are very specific. Do not take these with dairy. Now, I don't know if that's because it negates the effect of the antibiotic, or if because it makes you hurl up the antibiotic, or if it makes you die. I suspect it's either the first two. But
Okay.
But I know this, right? I've been on this antibiotic for the 5th day now. So with this knowledge, I go into the kitchen to fix myself a plate of something for lupper, which is what we call lunch supper when it's combined, because you had a doctor's appointment when you're normally sleeping, so you went back to bed and slept for 4 hours, and now you're hungry, but it's way past breakfast and mostly past lunch. And I pull out a plate and I make myself a nice little plate of some lovely little foods, little snack-sized portions that I'm going to enjoy. And I sit down at the table and I get out my cracker with the thing that I'm going to put on my cracker. And that's when I realize that it's totally dairy. And
Did you die?
I
You
didn't.
obviously
I
didn't die.
I didn't eat it, but I mean, I could see in that moment. I've been warned. Says on the bottle. The doctor said. The person who refilled the prescriptions. Everybody has told me, warned me, do not. And yet, I had a moment. This will tell you how stupid you can be. I had a moment of thinking, I really want to eat this. It looks good. It's right in front of me. Who's going to really know? And then I thought, well, if you're dead, they'll know. If you're hurling, they'll know. Your husband just went to the pharmacy to replace the prescription, and now you're just going to willfully consume this product just on purpose? And right in that moment, I understood how that guy died of the peanut M&Ms. It's like a moment where you think, F it. I want to eat this thing. It's on the plate in front of me. I'm going to eat it.
Well, on the other side of this coin,
Yes.
I have a friend, a really close friend who reads every little piece of paper that comes with every prescription.
Oh, no, that's bad.
And when it says, like, don't combine it with this drug, this really, really good friend of mine says, I wonder if they're saying that because it makes you high. And on a number of occasions have mixed up these certain drugs just as an experiment, of course.
Of course, for the good of science.
Yes, it was all for science. And never died. Got high once. and all the rest, nothing ever happened. So you could probably eat your dairy and nothing's going to happen.
Notice I've not told you what the dairy is because you would be sick. So I'm not telling you.
Was it like goat cheese or something?
No, you don't like feta cheese.
I like feta cheese,
That's
like
goat
when I
cheese.
can't taste it.
That's goat cheese.
I only like it when I can't taste it, when it's buried in something.
I love telling you that you like things that you say you hate. I love that. It gives me a real satisfaction.
My husband does the same thing. He loves to tell everybody that I never had corned beef until this year because it just sounded gross.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of Jew are you? What?
I don't. Well, I told you I don't eat cheesecake either because cheese is not cake.
Well,
Cheese does not belong anywhere in cake.
you're a very words focused person. That's probably one
I
reason
am.
why we get along
I'm
so
very
well.
literal all the time.
If they had just called it creamy, delicious cake, you would have had no problem.
Yeah, I'd probably be like 800 pounds from eating it all
Probably.
the time.
Yeah, probably you would.
But
Probably.
cheesecake, no way is that crossing my lips.
Well, we're coming up to the cheesecake Jewish holiday, so you're exempt. You don't have to eat it. You don't have
All
to
right,
eat it.
so,
I'll make lasagna. That's what I'm going to make instead.
oh, I love lasagna.
Actually, going to make those shells, those pasta shells that you stuff with the.
That's Frankie's favorite food.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, good to
Yeah,
know.
that's the favorite thing in the whole wide world.
No kidding. You know, when you go to like middle America type Italian restaurants, have you noticed there's a whole lot of food that they offer on the menu that's basically the same thing?
True.
Like there are the stuffed shells,
That's
there's
true.
the lasagna, there's the manicotti. It's all
They're
the
just
same
made
thing.
different.
It's just shaped differently. It's very weird. Although sometimes if something's a different shape, it does taste different, I've been told.
So I'm changing the subject.
Good, because now I'm thinking about the dairy and I'm sorry I didn't eat it.
I need to rant about tow trucks.
Uh-oh.
I'm having tow truck issues like you used to have mechanic issues.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, yesterday I get home from giving Eve a ride somewhere and went in the house. Frankie comes in a couple hours later. He said, "Do you know you have a flat tire?"
Oh,
And
that's
I'm like,
always
well,
nice to see you. Good evening. Good.
yeah.
Welcome home.
And I'm like, no. But he took the tire off and took it to town for me today.
Aw.
But his work truck has like a multitude of things wrong with it. He puts on a lot of miles on this truck and he couldn't drive it. And I was supposed to call a service that we pay highly for the last 30 years.
Does it happen
that
to have
has
three letters the same at the beginning of
Yes, it's a grade that I rarely got in high school.
it? Oh,
I call the letter place, so I do all the stuff online, and I get a phone call telling me that by a recording saying that, sorry, your order has been canceled. And I'm like, what?
yeah.
So I had to call 1,000 numbers. I finally get a human, and the human in Utah tells me that the tow truck provider that they use for my area won't come on dirt roads anymore. This whole area is dirt roads. There is very little pavement out here. We all own our roads. And plus, the same guy with no teeth was here something like 10 times last year.
He retired. You probably drove him to it.
They said they were afraid they were going to get stuck. First of all, it is so dry out here. I could see if it was monsoon season or if it's winter, but no, the roads are all nice and smooth. So I said, okay. I hung up. I seethed and I seethed and I seethed really hard. And then my head exploded. And then I called back and I said, may I please have the name of this company that will not come? And she gave it to me.
I'll be damned.
So I've been handwriting in a notebook all my bad Yelp reviews before I post any of them, just to make sure I can't get sued. And then when I was talking to the same lady, I said, do you only have one provider for Northern Arizona? And she said, oh, no, we have several others. And I said, well, why don't you get on the phone and call them? So this poor woman comes. She had to drive an hour to get here.
Oh, man.
Took 4 hours to get a tow truck out here for this stupid F-150.
Isn't this what you planned to do with your retirement?
I was stuck here all day and I had nowhere to go. But just knowing that I was stuck here all day, I was thinking I should go to the dollar store. I should go buy stamps. I should go, all the stuff that I basically never do.
Right.
But all of a sudden, I
Can't.
needed to go do
Right.
it.
Of course. Yeah, that's the thing you need to do when you can't do it. The
I go
dollar
buy
store.
stamps.
I don't know anybody who actually goes to the dollar store. You just sort of end up there. Like you're passing the dollar store and you go, damn, toothpaste. That's how the dollar store works.
See, when you live in a little town like this and you have one grocery store and two dollar stores, and the grocery store is always out of everything, you choose your favorite dollar store.
You have two? I'm
So
kind of jealous. You have two kinds of
we
dollar
have
stores?
two. We have two. One that I buy milk and stuff like that. They actually sell milk and some foods. And then the other one is just for stuff. Like if I need stuff.
Plastic stuff.
If I need something that costs $1.
Which they've jacked up the price at our dollar store. Nothing's $1 anymore. They should call it the used to be a dollar store. And
Well,
now
now they have 5 and under stores that are like $5 and under. But both of ours still have the word dollar in their title
I just was wondering,
name.
and we don't do politics here, but in light
No.
of the fact that there are massive tariffs now on the places that supply these stores, if they're going to have to change it to used to be a dollar store or, you know,
Thanks to this particular guy, we're not a dollar store anymore.
right. Once upon a time, a dollar store.
I had somebody remind me today that when I was in high school, we could get 50 cents worth of gas in our cars and drive up and down the strip all night for 50 cents.
I remember when it was, I don't want to say how cheap, but yeah. And you had cars that ate a lot of gas. But you don't even have a watch that would time the gas to cut it at 50 cents. There's not even like an Olympic stopwatch maybe could measure that much gas for you.
Well,
Now,
I filled my car. Actually, that's probably where I got my flat tire, but I filled my car yesterday and it was $52 for regular gas with my grocery store discount. Do they
uh,
do those in Chicago?
well, we buy ours at Costco, so it's sort of like that.
I can't believe I drove my car like that. There was a thing that just kept flashing on, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh, didn't
It was
recognize the.
telling me I had a flat tire, I guess.
You know, that's the thing. When you buy a new car, which you sort of recently did, they should make you sit through like a little YouTube video of all what those damn things mean because
You know
I mean, you understand what check engine light is because I think it actually says check engine.
check engine.
Right, along with that little thing that looks nothing like an engine. It sort of looks like the propeller from a prop plane, but that's your engine. And all the other things, if they go on, you just go, what the hell is this? Do I need to put tape over it? Do I need to do something with it? Yeah.
Well, I think I told you that this car, it's a 2021 or 22. It's the newest car we've ever bought.
Mm.
And it when you swerve back and forth too much, a big cartoon cup of coffee comes on the screen. And I think it's like telling you that you're drunk and you need to go drink coffee,
Oh,
even though
no.
I'm trying to drive in 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Only you would think that. No, it's telling you you need a coffee break. You're tired. You're falling asleep.
Oh, I thought it meant that you drank too much.
You would, yeah. Speaking
I
of,
don't drink.
is it just me? I am consistently so annoyed by movies where people carry on conversations while they're driving and turn their head for these conversations while they're driving. Am I the only person who just is so annoyed? If somebody turned their head and talked to me for that amount of time while they were driving, I would get out of the car. I would make them pull over.
I would shove their head and look straight ahead.
There's a thought. I finally, because I've been not, a bit under the weather, I've watched more TV than usual. And there's a series where I'm actually so happy that people seem to keep their eyes on the road that even if the series sucked, I would still watch it just because they actually keep their eyes on the road. And I'm so grateful.
I am annoyed by people talking on the phone.
In movies?
Well, in movies, on TV shows, and just driving out here, they will hold their phone up
I do that.
and not pay attention to
No, I
anything.
pay attention to everything. No, not a problem I have. But
Yeah, see, I can't talk and pay attention to anything at the same time.
that's why they tell you to pull over and have coffee.
That's probably it.
Your car knows this about you, that you are not a multitasker.
You're probably
Talk
right.
to people then. Talk to them while you have your coffee. That's what they want you to do. And as a public service, maybe somebody would like to send us an interpretation of what the strange icons that light up on your dashboard when something's wrong actually mean. That would be very nice of you.
Thanks for listening to Turi Writer's She Said What podcast. We're glad you found us, and I hope you'll find my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air. It's all true, but I've changed the names of the people and the radio stations and a bunch of other stuff because I'd prefer not to get sued. You can find it at your neighborhood independent bookstore or on Amazon.